Hello everyone and welcome back. Now a little while ago I made a video about army composition and how to build an army and think about what you want that army to accomplish. And in that video, besides my standard setup, I made two theoretical armies, one with a Nodachi core and one with a Naginata core. So in this video, I will make a Nodachi core and use them in this battle, see if we can win. Now this was a hard battle for me because the Nodachi core should be handled basically the exact opposite as my katana core, which is my setup. In that the katana core is good at, grinding it out over a long period of time. The Nodachi core isn't. So I have to be really fast in this video and use a lot of maneuvering to win this battle. So let's look at the setup. It's a little different from the one I used in the video. So let's see what it is. First of all, the core. 3 Nodachi samurais. Oh wow, there's only 2. Oh, okay. Nope, there it is. 3 Nodachi samurais. Then I have 4 lone swords, 3 lone sword ashigaru, 1 katana samurai to kind of lead the swords, and then 2 yari samurai. And then a bow ashigaru, a bow samurai, and a matchlock ashigaru, pretty similar to my standard, and then the 2 yari cavalry. So the other side basically turned out to be a warrior monk army, which ended up being kind of good for me. And bad. Both good and bad, I'll talk about that. So let's look at it. 2 bow ashigarus, a bunch of Naginata warrior monks, looks like 7 of them. Yep. Then 2 light cavalries in his general. Now, this setup that he has is both good and bad for me. Warrior monks have really bad defense, so you can cut them down pretty easily. But they have the high morale. So it's kind of a trade-off. Easy to kill, but hard to rout. And the Nodachi setup really depends on an enemy that can be routed fairly quickly. So this ended up being a pretty hard battle, even though I killed a lot of them. They just wouldn't rout. So let's see how I handled this. Now, theoretically, what I was going to do is use the ashigaru melees and the katana samurai to pin down the enemy, and then flank him with the Nodachi samurai and get him around the back and cut him down. It ended up being a lot messier than that. We'll get to that. I thought, well, I always wanted to take out his bows. So I had my cavalry up and ready, but then he kind of surprised me. I moved my ranged units up because I had the missile advantage for once, so I moved them up to skirmish. And he also came down and met me with one of his light cavalry units. So here I go, setting up. The skirmishers are going to come out. He's going to start moving. See, he did good on defense, though. He was a proactive defender, and he took the initiative. That's what you want to do when you're defending. You don't just want to sit in camp. We'll see him kind of set up, and he moves his cavalry out to hit my bows. Now, I was kind of doing something at the moment. Maybe I was moving my general up to inspire. I didn't quite notice it until it was a little late. But here comes my cavalry to meet the light cavalry. This is where there's kind of a comedy of errors on my part. I'm not exactly sure what happened. One of these yari cavalry went and hit him. The other one just kept going right towards the Naginatas. I have no idea why. I ordered them both to hit this cavalry. So he ended up taking a lot of damage. It ended up being kind of bad for me. The bow ashigaru got hit pretty hard from this light cavalry. They have some experience, so they're better than normal light cavalry. And I was trying to move this yari cavalry, so things got all mucked up around here. It ended up being pretty bad for me, but I chased off the light cavalry. No big deal. A third light cavalry comes out of nowhere, and he starts moving in on the attack. So that was good a move on his part. He shouldn't have let me skirmish because I have the ranged advantage. So good for him for being proactive. I try and get my cavalry around to hit his bows. It doesn't quite work as I planned. This yari cavalry gets stuck and routed, so I'm down to 1 cavalry unit against his 2. Even though they're only light cavalry, so it won't be a big deal. So I decide now the battle needs to be joined. Up comes the ashigaru. The Nodachis start moving up on the flank to get some flanking action in. He kind of takes the bait and rushes everybody towards the front line, which turned out to be really good for me. I got some reserves here, no need to rush them in too early. Lone swords kind of come out to meet and hold him down. The yari samurai are still on reserve. I'm waiting for his cavalry to make a move. 1 yari cavalry makes it to the bows and starts holding them up, so they're not shooting at least. That's good. He moves his general up a little far from the battle lines than I would do. Mine will get a lot closer here soon. So the Nodachis are still waiting. This one's already moving on the flanking. I was going to have him come up and hit one of these 2 units. I think I had him hit the warrior monks. In retrospect, I probably should have sent him with the general, but no biggie. The muskets start firing into these Naginatas. He starts going for my general, a really aggressive move. I managed to get him out there at the last second. There they go. Luckily for me. If my general would have died, this battle would have been over. So here come the Nodachis around to flank. Yari Samurai's coming up to hit these Naginatas and pin them down just to get them stop chasing my Nodachis. And they hit hit from behind. Bam, that's exactly what you want to do with the nodachis. Hit those charges from behind. Here comes a light cavalry. Ended up wasting that unit. I wouldn't have used him so early. He still has this one on reserve. He ended up kind of forgetting about him. He just never really used him. So the lone sword that was there to pin him down routes. No big deal though. I wasn't planning on him actually winning. I just needed him to pin him down. Muskets kind of reform. My Nodachi samurai are fighting the Naginata warrior monks, and thanks to their low defense, they actually do pretty good, even though Nodachis aren't meant to stand and fight. But they ended up holding their own. I was proud of them. So here we go. Nodachis are just going to come back and just hit the bows, get them to stop firing. I would have rather used them against the infantry, but, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. So the Ari samurai are doing quite well against these Naginata warrior monks. It's about even. We started to get some wavering, which is good. I think the light cavalry routing kind of set off a chain reaction. As you can see, there used to be a big infantry line here. Where did it go? They got annihilated. That's because the warrior monks, they're not going to rout. They're just going to stand and fight until they die. So they're just annihilated here. He managed to get 2 around me. They're hitting my matchlocks, don't really care. And this Nodachi, again, don't really care. Just holding him down until the main line is obliterated. And then we'll move in and clean up. This Nodachi comes back and hits the general. Going to take him out as soon as possible. Anything that'll help him rout is good for me. Lone swords are going to come back just to pressure the bows. So my infantry line is just massing numbers against monks. That's what you want to do against monks. Just mass them and just wear them down. Kill them all. You just got to kill them. You can't rout them. My general's going to hit their general because we have a huge number advantage. Kind of a risk, but no big deal. These bows are shooting at my general. Good move on his part. But my unit is going to come back and hit him once I got around to it. I was kind of moving my general at this point. So these guys are going to... The lone swords are going to come back to the infantry line. The Nodachis are going to hit the bows. And there they go. Infantry line is starting to crumble. Look at that. They're down to under half strength, surrounded by a bunch of units. They're still not routing. There they finally routed. That's because the general shattered. Gotta kill that general against warrior monk armies. And then the rest of them shatter. He finally remembers his light cavalry. I guess he forgot them. They wouldn't have ended up mattering because I had Yari around here, so they would have gotten hit there anyway. Alright, so there's the battle. Remember, your main line of infantry doesn't have to hold for a long time, which is why ashigaru ended up working fairly well. Like, I used mostly ashigaru along with the 1 katana samurai just to be that solid unit that'll kind of hold the line and inspire the rest. Other than that, you just pin them down and hit them from behind with the nodachis. The Ari samurai are there, guard against cavalry, or just be on reserves. As cavalry didn't end up being a threat, so they just joined the infantry battle. No big deal. The muskets, I ended up just never ordering them at all. I was too busy elsewhere through the whole battle. But having them in that spot ended up being to be perfect because I was able to hit the cavalry and the Naginatas that came around the side, and they ended up doing some decent damage. Alright, so that's how I use the Nodachi Corps. Those are the things you want to keep in mind when you're fighting an army with, especially against warrior monks, because that was about the hardest type of setup to bring against warrior monks is a Nodachi army. But use good tactics, any army will beat any other army. So, thanks for watching.